Today we're going to be looking at the case of Janet Murgatroyd, a 20-year-old woman who was found murdered along the banks of the River Ribble in 1996. This year marks 30 years since her tragic passing, but still her murderer walks free. DCI Bryony Midgley wants to change that. We met up with both Bryony and Janet's friend from the time, Fiona, to find out more about Janet in the hopes that we can now find justice for Janet.
We were young, so we were enthusiastic about life, we were energetic, we were fun, but she was serious as well. She was serious about her studies and she was serious about working hard. She wanted to achieve, So whilst we did go out, we didn't go out all of the time. Just a regular kind of 20-year-old young woman with her whole life in front of her and looking forward to it.
On the evening of the 15th of June 1996, Fiona and Janet enjoy drinks together at various pubs around Preston before finishing their rounds at the Adelphi. As they leave and walk towards Friargate, Janet is seen on CCTV outside Tokyo Joe's, holding hands with a man that we know she met in the Adelphi. More CCTV then captures her walking down Fishergate alone towards Preston train station, the man she met having left for home with the other friends that he was out with. A taxi driver reports seeing Janet at the train station leaning over some railings, and another man reports seeing Janet in the same spot but leant against the wall. He notices her purse on the ground and takes it. Other members of the public also report seeing Janet and trying to help her into a taxi home, but she refuses the help. We also have reports of Janet walking onto Penwortham Bridge and attempting to flag down a car or a taxi. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly when the last sighting of Janet was, but we know that her clothes ended up in a grassy embankment down to the River Ribble on the other side of the Penwortham Bridge. Her body was sadly discovered further up the river by a dog walker on the morning of the 16th of June 1996.
I'm Detective Chief Inspector Bryony Midgley of Lancashire Police's Major Crime Review Team. Janet Murgatroyd was a 20-year-old law student who also worked for Lancashire Police part-time when she was brutally murdered here on the 15th of June into the 16th of June in 1996, 30 years ago. We've actually been investigating or reinvestigating this case for the last couple of years. The investigation has never closed, and we're looking into it because I believe there are potential forensic opportunities and investigative lines of inquiry that we can still follow to try and identify who was Janet's murderer.
And 30 years later, it's still there, it still haunts you. And the impact that it's had on everybody's lives, it's still continuing to this day because there's no peace to be gotten from not knowing what happened to her. This person is still out there, he's living in the community, and that's a worry. People should be worried about that.
Living a life that Janet's never got to live.
Living a life that she didn't get to live, living a life that her mother didn't get to live, her father, a life that I didn't get to live because it changed me beyond belief, and I never got that person that I was back.
So Janet's body was sadly found in the River Ribble on the 16th of June, early in the day. That afternoon at 2:30 and again at 3:30, people walking along the river identified or saw some clothing in this area, which was some boots, a top, a pair of jeans and a pair of underwear, a pair of knickers. Now they didn't know the relevance at that time, didn't do anything about it until they heard about Janet's murder the following day and came to the police on the 17th of June. When officers attended straight afterwards on the afternoon of the 17th of June, the jeans and the knickers were no longer there. Despite the best efforts of my colleagues back in 1996, they went to huge efforts to try and locate and trace the jeans and the knickers from the scene, they were never able to. So if there's anything you can remember or anything you want to tell us about people you may know who you think may have been involved in Janet's murder, please go online to the Major Incident Public Portal, MIPP. You just put it in a search engine, it will bring it up. Look for Lancashire Police and Operation Marston will be on there.